Anthony on Air podcast back for another episode. Big story today. Evan Rachel Wood coming out and accusing Marilyn Manson of abuse. We'll dive into that. Plus, two legends for different reasons, different sides
Very
of the
different
spectrum of legends. We lost Dustin Diamond today at the age of 44. Very tragic. Screech from Saved by the Bell. And we've also found out that Tony Bennett is battling Alzheimer's and has been for 5 years. Lots to talk about with that. Plus, we're going to get into another product testing here. And, of course, we'll be discussing Groundhog Day. On this episode, brought to you by our good pals over at Hero Soap Company. Link in the description below. Grab a bar of Hero Soap, the absolute best soap on the planet. More on them in a second. We also have some new merch in the store. Our legalized
up, people.
comedy shirt is starting to take off, Frankie C. Starting to take off.
They're taking off the shirts?
We just put it up the other day, and we're starting to see some pretty good sales on it already. So grab those while you can. All right. It's not Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, but it's Marilyn Manson. So Evan Rachel Wood for years has spoken publicly about being a survivor of abuse, but never said who it was. Today she broke that silence. She tweeted, she put on Instagram to the world, the name of my abuser is Brian Warner, also known to the world as Marilyn Manson. I did not know his name was Brian Warner. I thought it was
Nor I.
Paul from the Wonder Years. That's what I always went by.
That's what everybody thought.
Which, by the way, celebrated like a 25-year anniversary or something like that today. I saw all the Wonder Years people tweeting.
Really?
About. Yeah.
There's a strange conspiracy theory coincidence.
Also, they were like, oh, we changed the face of television. Did Wonder Years change the face of television? It was a good show.
I mean...
You think it did?
It was a really good show. Did it change the face of television?
I don't know.
I mean, it brought a lot of attention to like the Vietnam War, stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe. It was a good show.
But, I mean... There's some hard-hitting stuff in there.
I guess so.
I'm in. Why not? It changed everything.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm tired.
Changed the face of everything.
I can't argue on this one. If Cuddles says so, and some people on Twitter said it, I'm in. I'm gonna go with it.
Best show ever. Changed everything.
Yes, I'm agreeing.
Look how changed we are.
She continues in the Instagram post. He started grooming me when I was a teenager and horrifically abused me for years. I was brainwashed and manipulated into submission. I am done living in fear of retaliation, slander, or blackmail. I'm here to expose this dangerous man and call out the many industries that have enabled him before he ruins any more lives. I stand with the many victims who will no longer be silent. Miss Wood is 33. She was nominated for a Golden Globe in 2017 for her role in Westworld. She was also in Frozen 2, Queen Aduna. I don't remember that.
Didn't see Frozen 2.
I've seen it 17 times this week, and it's Monday. Okay? That's what you get for having a 3-year-old girl.
You poor bastard.
Yeah, thanks. She was, of course, nominated for her first Golden Globe with the 2003 drama 13. Did you see 13? Messed me up, that movie.
No, I didn't. 2003. No.
One of the better indie films. Who's My Girl, who was in the Thanksgiving movie, Home for the Holidays? What's her name? No, not Claire Danes. The older lady. Yeah, the mom. She was in one of the Captain America movies, too. One of the Marvel movies. She played a senator. Holly Hunter. Thank you.
Holly Hunter, yeah.
Holly Hunter, Evan Rachel Wood. Just like poor people, like poor family, no dad, mom's dating, they're trying to figure it all out, bad influence of friends, like everything that you tried to avoid in the high school years, you know, like you just lived through this movie, 13.
Just cram it into one giant movie.
Yeah, it's one of those, it's so well done that it's like, it gives you,
angst-filled.
Yeah. Gives you chills. Yeah. You got to, like, after you've seen it, I strongly suggest everybody watch it. After you watch it once, though, it's like, you got to really, really be in the mood for something like that.
There's a lot of movies like that. Like, I thought Joker was a great movie.
Right.
But I can't watch it again. I don't know why.
Because it's very intense. Yeah.
Intense.
It's very, very intense.
It's uncomfortable. And, you know, it was really, the acting was really good, but I don't know. Yeah, it was very dark.
I'll watch Joker again, but it'll be a while. That was like 12 Years a
It'll be a
Slave. I don't think I'll ever watch 12 Years a Slave again. It was amazing. I don't know if I could actually sit through it again. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, their relationship became public in 2007 when she was 19 and he was 38.
38.
Ouch. The two were also...
That's a huge stretch.
That's a big stretch. Two were also briefly engaged. Representatives from Mr. Manson did not respond to several requests for comment today. Last year, Mr. Manson's representatives issued a statement to Metal Hammer, a music magazine, in response to questions about his relationship with Miss Wood and her testimony before Congress about being a victim of domestic violence.
I heard that today. It took them a while to respond, but they denied everything. His representatives came out and said they vehemently deny everything.
Quite possible. It says they didn't say anything here. But if you saw it,
yeah, pretty sure I saw that. A couple of sources said that. Whether that's confirmed, I mean, I've seen it at a bunch of places, but I could be drunk.
Well, here you go. Several other women have also accused Mr. Manson of having abused them. In 2018, actress Charlene Yee accused Manson of harassment in a series of tweets that have since been deleted. In September of 2020, Dan Cleary, who said he had worked as an assistant to Mr. Manson for several years, wrote on Twitter that he had witnessed the singer being abusive. Loma Vista, the label that released Manson's latest recording, said Monday it would stop promoting it and would not work with him in the future. Miss Wood, who supported a California law that extended the statute of limitations on domestic abuse, testified before the Senate in 2019 that a man whom she did not identify by name groomed her when she was 18. She testified, and I quote, "He cut me off from my close friends and family one by exhibiting rage in some form or another when I was in contact with them. He had bouts of extreme jealousy, which would often result in him wrecking our home, cornering me in a room, and threatening me." She said that she felt terrified for her life and that he broke her down through starvation and sleep deprivation and by threatening to kill her. In one instance, he forced her to kneel in their bedroom, tied up her hands and feet, hit her, and shocked sensitive parts of her body with a device called a violet wand.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is. I mean, yikes. Yeah, that qualifies.
I mean, you know, it's like I hate what I'm about to say, but I have to say it.
Think about it.
I'm not shocked by this behavior, judging by his music career. But that being said, like, it's unfair to say just because the guy's music, like Ozzy, and there's been other people that have done weird stuff. There are
people that sing the sweetest songs that are, you know, giant jerks.
True. You're right. But I still...
Bing Crosby.
I can't help but think that a person that put out some of the music that he's put out would be this disturbed to do these things. It's not surprising.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. I mean, if it were... Yeah, I know what you're saying. He sang a lot of dark songs and about... a lot of them, I'm sure, about abuse and about, you know, a lot of dark imagery and stuff like that. Yeah. So, yeah, I know what you mean. He wasn't singing about kittens and rainbows.
Right. But to your point, that doesn't mean that kittens and rainbow singers aren't bad people, too.
Right.
You know, one really doesn't connect with another, but...
Right. A lot of people are one way when they're on stage.
Yeah.
Like, look at, like, Alice Cooper is, like, nuts when he's on stage, but... From what I understand, he's like the nicest guy in the world.
Ozzy Osbourne, like, yeah, all those guys. Yeah, can I tell you something though? Big fan of the genre, like '90s rock, kind of in our wheelhouse. Obviously,
sure.
Frank's a huge Metallica fan. I'm never a fan of Manson, ever, never.
Couple of songs, maybe.
I'm proud to say, not because of this, but I'm proud to say that I've never bought the guy's music. Never.
No, I never bought any of it.
Anything.
But, you know, he had a couple songs that were okay. You know, that you could, you hear on the radio.
And this is not a slight against anybody that likes his stuff. Like, good for you if that's your thing. But I always felt like it was every time, even in your darkest, because like when you're a teenager, right? You get some bluesy times, you get some depressed times when you're going through all those huge life changes. I would say even in my darkest times, would always listen to that. Go, this is too much for me. I can't
handle this.
I can't handle this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was definitely it was a style that, you know, not everybody liked, but get credit where credit's due. He had a huge fan base.
Massive. And I don't want anybody to be like, oh, this guy, I'm not judging. Like, if you connected through that,
absolutely.
Awesome. It
that's
always,
your style. That's your style.
It was always just out of the strike zone for me. It was always like just a little bit too, you know.
Yeah. You know what I thought was kind of weird and funny? He did there was a bunch of bands that did covers of songs from The Nightmare Before Christmas, and he was one of them.
Oh, is that right?
He did either Kidnap Santa Claus or This Is Halloween. He did one of those. And, you know, stuck to the script. You know, he didn't add, like, any crazy... It was the song, but his version of it, you know, like the Marilyn Manson metal version of it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, you know, it was the lyrics, same lyrics.
Yeah, and you know what's strange, too, about Manson for me? I like the theatrical thing. Like, Bowie,
sure.
Like, I'm all for that. And I like, you know, like Deftones. I like music that's just as hardcore. I wouldn't say it's in my wheelhouse, but I do like other stuff that's just as hard. For some reason, it never really... And I was always... Weren't you surprised at how popular that he got? Like, I get some notoriety, but to the heights that he reached, like, he's still a thing 20-something years later. I'm surprised. I'm still surprised.
Yeah, in the same way, I mean, that like, I don't know if he came out with anything new in the last 20 years. I have no idea. But, you know, he was big in the 90s, and that's enough, I guess, because a lot of people, that was their teenage years. That was what they grew up with. That's all you needed. It's like Nirvana. I'm not putting him on the same level as Nirvana, but I'm saying Nirvana is still huge today.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying it's the same kind of. Obviously, there's nothing new. I'm just saying the old stuff's still relevant today.
Nirvana just transcends. You know,
Nirvana's Nirvana. That's another level.
I feel like closest thing to the Beatles we ever got was Nirvana. Bless you.
I don't know about that. Thank you, though.
Come on. Who changed?
You gonna make me say it?
Who changed culture? Come on. Metallica's not even close, my friend. It's two distinct, different things.
I can't do it.
Metallica legends, icons, own the metal space. Can't deny it. You know, Lou Gehrig, you know.
Still going, baby.
Still go. Yeah, exactly. You know, Cal Ripken Jr. That's Metallica to me. Changing culture. That very few and far between. And the Beatles and I put Nirvana second on that. There's our Legalized Comedy shirt right there, which you can get in the Anthony On Air store, anthonyonair.com. If you hate cancel culture, bam, there you go. Wear that Legalized Comedy shirt, loud and proud. Lets everybody know that you get jokes and you like jokes, and cancel culture kind of sucks.
Jokes are good. Jokes are funny.
Jokes are great.
From what I understand, jokes are funny.
They tell me. You can't really admit that on Twitter sometimes when people are trying to cancel somebody for just being funny. But, you know, whatever the case may be. Hero Soap Company sponsors this episode. No joking here. Best soap that I've ever had in my entire life. Watch out for the lavender. Lavender's a sleeper. You think, oh, peppermint and cool, spearmint, which is definitely my jams. But look out before you know it. Bottom of the ninth, and you're bringing lavender out of the bullpen to make sure you have a nice, fresh week worth of existence with that Hero Soap Company.
Swing and a miss there, buddy.
What's that?
Swing and a miss with that baseball reference.
Shut up. Valentine's Day is coming up, and this makes a great gift. Not only a bar, but you can sign up for a subscription, which basically means they'll send a bar of soap to you every single month, or 2 or 3, however much you use in your household. You could buy up a whole year, save 20%. Promo code Anthony. use the link in the description of this episode, whether you're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Pocket Cast. I don't know. We're on everything. We're on everything. Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're listening from.
I can't name them all.
Link is in the description below. I am stunned, my friend, that Screech is no longer with us. 44 years old, Dustin Diamond passes away today.
R.I.P. Screech.
It's just insane. I feel like it was a couple of days ago where we were like, oh, Screech has stage 4 small cell carcinoma. It's a form of lung cancer. He was going in for treatment. It was like, all right.
Yep, he's doing chemo.
It was like one of those things where like, he's 44. Should be able to figure this out. Hopefully get to,
He was just diagnosed with it 3 weeks ago. He went for his first round of chemo. Then I guess you go around and you stopped and you go around again and stuff. So I think he was on his off time. And what's weird is that this morning, there was the big news was his representatives were saying that he might only have a few weeks left.
Wow.
And then the very same day, that was it.
That was it. That's insane.
That's quick, man.
Isn't it? When Frank broke the news to me, he texted and he was like, Screech, or R.I.P. Screech. And I went online right away and I was like, oh, you got had. I was ready to abuse the heck out of you because I was like, you got had. This is a hoax. There's no way he's dead. He just started chemo and all this stuff. And then you sent the TMZ article, who I still don't know how TMZ is first to break.
They're the first ones on everything, man.
It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable.
They have all the lines into all the representatives, all the agencies. They're like, I'm sure there's like inside contracts and stuff. When something happens, you tell us. Something happens, you tell us, and we'll promote you guys in return. I'm sure there's some kind of, if you guys get married, you tell us first. If you're having a baby, you tell us first. I'm sure they have some kind of deal going on with agents all around the world.
Oh, there's no doubt about that because, the thing is, there are celebs that are begging to get on TMZ, that are happy to blow exclusives their way on stuff. There's no doubt about that. It's the death ones that are the surprising thing to me because usually nobody really benefits from that, I mean, maybe an agent, but what kind of a scumbag do you have to be like, oh, you help me on this client's next movie release if I tell you when this client dies. That's
no. I bet it's more like a. I mean, they're in Los Angeles. They're in Hollywood. I'm sure they have a line to all of the hospitals and all of the, all the medical places, all in that area. And when something happens, and it's publicly allowed to be released, I guess I'm sure they have inside people that.
Yeah. But you gotta figure they must pay so damn good and so much better than everybody else, right? I mean, because
TMZ?
why would a nurse or a doctor or a security guard at the hospital, whatever it is, why would these people risk their gigs?
I don't think it's like that. I think it's the PR people. Again, I think it's you got to tell us right away. We got to be the first. I think it's part of a bigger package.
Yeah, but why? They can tell People Magazine or Us Weekly or the Today Show. They could tell a million different outlets.
Yeah, but TMZ has the reach, and they're going to tell. They're the first ones. They have the notoriety.
I disagree. I think they're paying.
I think they go into the agencies and saying, in these contracts, like we'll publicize you all you want. But here's all the things we get first to the agencies, and then they filter it down to their clients.
See, I think it's more like they got lines into security guards or valets or
but if you read nurses. The stories, it's never sources tell. It's never like inside people are telling us. It's always the publicist told us or their representatives told us, or it's usually they're crediting the right people, not.
Sometimes it's sources. Sometimes they'll say it was confirmed by. If they say was confirmed by the family or the publicist, that doesn't mean that they were the ones who broke the story. They just confirmed.
No, that's true. But at least to give them a little credit, at least they go through. Maybe they run it by the families and stuff first.
Yeah, they have to.
You have to. I think legally you have to.
Now you have to. Yeah,
you can't announce someone's dead if they're not dead.
Ever since the Gawker thing, you gotta go through and do all your due diligence. But what's crazy is do you remember the late night wars when in the heyday when they first started Leno versus Letterman? Letterman was murdering Leno every single night, and then Leno got the big scoop at the time. I'm dating myself, like Frank bringing up a Golden Girls reference. When
Golden Girls is still huge today.
When Hugh Grant was caught with a prostitute, do you remember this? He did his first appearance on Leno. Leno won the ratings that night because everybody wanted to tune in to see what Hugh Grant was going to say. And Leno never lost in the ratings ever again for like 18 years after that. I think maybe a couple times when Letterman had his heart attack and Letterman was found that he was cheating on his wife. I think there was a couple of pops in there, but for the most part, Leno just destroyed Letterman from that day moving forward, just from that one time. And it's the same thing with TMZ. TMZ broke Michael Jackson's death first, and they have never looked back after that.
I feel like they were huge before that.
No.
Like, I feel like there was something else that launched them.
There was a couple little things, but nothing was as big. They had
Michael Jackson was huge.
They had that hours before anybody else had that. And they were the ones. And by the way, that was just back in the day when they didn't have to confirm shit. So they were like.
I remember. Do you remember where you were?
I was on the air. I was working.
I was leaving work. It was like 5 o'clock.
That's right.
4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I was walking out. One of the DJs comes out of his booth. Michael Jackson. And I went, holy crap.
Yeah.
And then that was it. That was huge.
I was on the air. I was doing afternoons then. And the two big things that happened to me was Sully landing on the Hudson. That was huge. And then Michael Jackson dying. And I remember there was this moment of like, so I was on EHM, which for people who don't know, and a lot of people don't, was like this hardcore AAA station. So like Mumford & Sons and Dave Matthews and Bob Dylan and the Beatles and older stuff. Definitely never played Michael Jackson, like ever. Never play Michael Jackson. No, it wasn't a pop station. It was like rock and folk rock and indie rock and, you know,
I don't think there's any songs that could cross over, but probably not.
Yeah, there wasn't anything that could, maybe like Billie Jean. Like I would play, I love the Civil Wars have this song. They do a cover of Billie Jean, so I'll on occasion play that. But that wasn't until after when I was doing mornings, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway, so he dies, and I'm like, but this was, I feel like people don't remember this. He had disappeared from radio station playlists across the country because of all the kid stuff. Nobody was playing Michael Jackson anymore. He was gone from radio rotations. Gone. And then I remember,
I don't know if he was
gone, dude, gone. Like prior to all the stuff, you couldn't go an hour without hearing a Michael Jackson song on like an AC station. Like it was just, his catalog is massive. It was everywhere. Yeah. Maybe on like an A to Z, you know, Firecracker 400 weekend, you'd see it get thrown in there, but in regular spins, very, very rare. And then I think we were going to Atlantic City that weekend that he died. It was like a Thursday or something, or Philly? Oh, okay. We were going to see Elton John and Billy Joel. So we're driving to Philly, my wife and I. So we're going through the New York stations and then the Jersey stations and then the Philly stations. We're kind of just tuning along. It was like wall to wall Michael Jackson that entire weekend. It was insane how much people were playing Michael Jackson.
That's a huge story.
It was a massive story. Yeah. Massive story. But I don't know how to
Screech, man.
But the Michael Jackson thing, I think somebody, a cop or an EMT, or it was somebody who was on the ground for like the 911 call. Like somebody on the ground had it first and gave it to TMZ. That's why I think they do well with those people more so than the publicists.
Well, back in the day, can't really do much of that now.
But if you know like this to them is their like that's their currency, that's their business. So like if you hire somebody to host a show for you, you pay them whatever you're going to pay them, 100,000, 150,000 a year, whatever it is, because they're bringing in material to your thing. So for one of these stories, I could easily see them peeling off like 10 grand for something like super juicy. You know what I'm saying? Or even 5 grand, and 5 grand to an EMT or, you know, somebody who's
that's huge.
That's huge. It's huge for a lot of people, you know. 5.
And again, is it as huge as, you know, losing your job?
I don't know.
I mean, if you're in the medical profession, you start doing that crap.
Yeah, because there's like HIPAA laws and stuff. Yeah, you can't really. You're not supposed to. Yeah.
That ain't cool.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but
it's not up to you.
Shocked.
I remember they had the big. They had the first image that I remember of it was the overhead like helicopter shot of him being wheeled out on the stretcher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, covered in the sheet, but
yeah,
that's an image that sticks in my head.
I think that's how they're getting all their stories. I think they're paying the little guys and the little girls.
I'm sure there's a lot of that, but
yeah,
I think in especially recent times now, I feel like it's a little more. It's not. I don't think it's totally, but I think a little more on the up and up. You know, it's publicists doing stuff for their clients.
I think a lot of that too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially when they. How many times can you sit at an airport? I mean, the publicists are telling them, listen, we're landing at the airport if you want your cameras there. You know, it's, we caught this person at this airport. No. You knew they were coming because they told you they were landing. I think that's most of it. The agents telling TMZ, hey, we'll be there.
I think that's a lot of it.
But Screech, big in the 90s, man. That was a huge show.
And it was... Yeah. I'm sorry. It was
You gotta take that?
No, I'm just talking with my producer off the air.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna ask you, tragic life or not? Because I feel like for a while it was, and I think he might have.
I don't know about tragic. I mean, there was a few things that were less than, you know, reputable. He had there was a sex tape that was out.
Yeah,
I guess a battle with some drug problems. I'm not 100% on what that was about.
I think he had a lot of drug issues. Yeah.
A lot of drug issues? Okay. And I think there was an incident where he went to jail for something. He was involved in some kind of fight, and someone got stabbed. I don't know if he stabbed I don't know how he was involved in it. But honestly, I think it was just a handful of effed up things. For a 44-year-old child star, I think it could have been way worse. I mean, his life.
I think you have to have a special sort of disposition, a special sort of mentality to handle that slapsticky role in a sitcom, especially prior to The Sopranos. Because The Sopranos, with all due respect to the Wonder Years, The Sopranos changed the face of television. Will
you stop?
So that's
you just got to crawl out of The Sopranos.
Undisputed. You
really have to stop with them. Yeah, they did a mob show. Fantastic.
No. You name it.
Yeah.
Mad Men, Breaking Bad, all these shows.
Did that psychiatrist ever cure anything? How many years was she treating him? He never got an ounce better.
No, but all these shows don't exist without The Sopranos. It's true.
And Sopranos doesn't exist without Goodfellas or The Godfather. And
those are movies, though. It's two different things. Bringing that.
Oh, all right. So they made it a TV show.
Bringing long form. No, come on. The storytelling. This is not the topic.
Will you stop it?
Just you're disqualified.
You're blowing way too much.
I'm bringing
Sopranos
facts. You're trying to argue with facts.
Show. But monumental, groundbreaking, unbelievable.
It was. What hour-long drama was there before this that existed? Name it. Name the hour-long drama on television that existed before The Sopranos that had that type of format, that type of audience. It doesn't exist. It was
Law and Order.
That's procedural, and no, that's
You're
awful.
Procedural. Your mother's procedural.
Now I forgot the point that I was trying to make. Damn it! What was I trying to say?
That's what you get.
Oh, it takes it because in the more slapsticky time of television, like it takes a really special person. Like here's my example, the Fonz, right? Here's a guy who could have been Screech, could have been Dustin Diamond, had that sort of like catchphrasey, you know.
Yeah, but he started when he was older. He was late teens or something when he was the Fonz. Screech was like 10.
True. I'll give you that. I'll concede that point. That's true. But I just feel like when you have that sort of, again, slapsticky role where you're like that supporting character or whatever, like Henry Winkler could have gone off the deep end at any moment.
He wasn't slapsticky.
Not really, but he was like that.
Ralph Malph and the other one was slapsticky.
Yeah,
Foxy.
what am I trying to say? Not slapsticky, but
like comic relief.
Typecast, yeah.
Typecast. Sure.
Yeah, typecast, you know. Henry Winkler could have gone off the deep end, and he is like, I feel like he's the North Star for all those actors that have that role, because he went completely the other way and has and still has an amazing, long-lasting, fantastic career. But,
and look at what's his face? Not Henry Winkler, but Cunningham. Why am I blanking on his name?
Richie Cunningham?
Richie Cunningham. What the hell is his name? This is terrible that we're blanking on this name.
I'm having the best time ever.
Are you? You don't know it.
I know it.
Okay. I can't think of it. Top of my head.
People are freaking out in the live chat comments right now.
Ron Howard. Thank you. Oof.
What?
I remembered his brother.
Did you say Ron Howard?
I remembered his brother. I said, in my head, I went Glenn Howard. And then I went, no, Ron Howard.
Yeah. I do that 40,000 times a day, my man. 40,000 times a day. Yeah, what'd you say his brother's name was?
Glenn?
Clint.
Whatever. Sounds the same. Say it fast. It's Glenn. It's Clint. Whatever.
Anyway.
Bryce Dallas.
Yeah, Ron Howard. I get that. He's a little bit more of the
huge career.
Yeah, massive.
One of the biggest directors around.
Yeah, but I feel like it's hard because when you're in there and you're getting those quick, easy laughs, you kind of get used to that, and then you're done with that role, and it's like you can't do anything else, and nobody wants you to do anything else. That's gotta hurt.
I feel like nowadays, for some reason, I don't know why, but I feel like 20 years ago and before was typecasting like Lollapalooza. Nowadays, it's hard for people to be typecast.
Yeah.
Name someone who is an actor nowadays who, you know, maybe besides Sylvester Stallone or Schwarzenegger, but other than that,
well, because there's
anybody can almost play anything.
There's so much more to do now because you can go into long form television or streaming service or whatever. You could do a podcast. You can have a great Instagram following, or you could be great on TikTok. Like what? There's just so much more.
No, but I'm talking actors. I'm talking about movies.
I'm talking that too. Yeah, like how many actors like Kevin Smith, for example, phenomenal director, great writer. He's kind of even more of a YouTube podcasting guy. You know what I mean? Than he is a filmmaker anymore, you know, because he's got 10,000 shows where he reviews comic book movies and he does, you know, Fat Man on Batman. He does all these like things. He's like, there's just so much more space. That's true. I feel like a Screech could find his voice somewhere in the internet.
Yeah.
Or on a weird show, you know, on streaming. Yeah.
Plus in the 90s, there was only, like there wasn't a million shows where there are kid actors. Now you hear about like someone today, a kid actor, you're like, who? He could play anything or whatever. But back in the day, Screech was Screech.
That was it.
No, you know, there was no other people that you could be like, oh, Screech, you know, who's that? But everybody knew Screech.
But like you look at Mark Paul Gosselaar, still working to this day, getting primetime shows. Mario Lopez still working to this day.
Because they were somewhat more more realistic characters.
I feel like him and Lisa Turtle were the only two that never broke out.
Screech and yeah.
Screech and Lisa Turtle were the only two that never really kind of made it out of the jam. And by the way,
what happened to Lisa Turtle?
My wife fully described Lisa Turtle as what'd you say? An asshole? Was that you who? Yeah, my wife doesn't.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely D who said that.
Yeah, my wife says Lisa Turtle's an asshole.
Hey,
welcome.
Why was she an asshole?
I thought she was snooty. Why'd you think she was an asshole?
She was stuck up, snobby.
She didn't like how she was mean to Screech.
Screech was annoyed the crap out of me every episode.
Oh,
he would. I love the show. I love the character, but he would always be the person that ruined whatever scheme was going on.
Like he was the one that annoyed you, and every time he came on the screen, basically.
No. He was. I liked watching him on TV. He was great, but he was always the one that ruined whatever plan was happening. Like if they're raising money for this, or they're trying to, take the car out, whatever was going on, Screech ruined it.
But Screech he beat the Russian Zach Morris and saved the Cold War for us, if you remember.
Right.
So.
But I think he probably ruined it too.
Let's just talk. How many girls do you think he's banged since that show? I mean, that's the most important question of this show.
Let me flip that question back on you, Janine. Would you bang Dustin Diamond if you had the opportunity to? Because I don't know if that has the brag power.
Honestly, probably yes.
Oh my God, you're just a star fuck. That's
just to say, I banged Dustin Diamond.
No, I would say I banged Screech, not Dustin Diamond.
Okay, you run it. You're at a comic book signing, and there's Screech and Zach Morris, and they both want it. Which one are you going with?
That's
Zach,
a stupid question.
Obviously.
That's what. So.
I mean, but I'm sure there's girls out there who would just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna bang Screech."
Yeah,
you know
Violet.
What I mean? Just
her name was Violet.
Screech.
And she was what was that?
Oh, Violet Ann Bickerstaff.
Yeah.
She was Tori Spelling.
Tori Spelling.
Oh God.
I loved Saved by the Bell, man. That was a great show.
Who didn't love that show?
Frank, you got me beat. I thought I liked it, but you definitely like it.
Come on, you don't remember
his girlfriend?
Tori Spelling? Yeah, it was the only time he had a chick. You don't remember that part? No, but I still contest that the biggest asshole on the planet is that Zach Morris, because Screech was the loser. He had a crush on Lisa. Zach was sleeping with all the chicks in the class there, and then he had to go after Lisa. You know what I'm saying? Like, what a dick. I always been
that was kind of a dick move. I'll be honest.
Did he ever hook up with Jesse?
I feel like it was.
I think that's the one combo that never happened.
But it was like implied
Zach and Jesse
that there was something there, like long ago, like pre-show.
I think there was like a what's it called? Mario Lopez thought that was happening, but it didn't happen. Something like that.
Can we use the Saved by the Bell names? Thanks.
AC Slater, Albert Clifford Slater.
Oh my God! Did you research right before we came on the air?
No, that's been up here for 20 years.
Oh my God, Frank.
Albert Clifford Slater.
Now I want to go back and rewatch the entire series. Thank you.
I don't even know. Is it up anywhere streaming somewhere? It's got to be.
It's probably on Peacock.
I don't know.
You guys sit through 10,000 commercials just to see Screech.
I guess I came in at the part where you were saying that he died. Did you already talk about his life and how much he screwed up after Saved by the Bell, or no?
Okay. Was there drug dealings and a sex tape, and I think we hit all the points, right?
There was a stabbing at one point. He was in jail for a little bit.
Well, and then they did like 14 Saved by. There was Saved by the Bell. Then there was like they tried to bring
college years.
No, we're not there yet, Frank. Stop.
We were there yet. That was the very next thing.
No, the very next thing was they tried a new cast of Saved by the Bell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a new cast in Saved by the Bell. I don't think Screech was in it just yet.
No. I know what you're talking about. There were two versions of Saved by the Bell. The beginning was Zach, Screech,
right?
What's her name? Tiffany Amber Thiessen, Kelly, and Lisa. But then there were a few other people. I think they were like in middle school, and it was
with Miss Bliss.
What's her name? Miss Bliss.
Yeah,
it was that.
Yeah,
but it was always Screech. Screech was always there.
Yes. And then it was the Saved by the Bell that we all know and love.
But it was always Saved by the Bell. It was never a different show.
Right. And then right before the college. Oh, wait. Hold on. Maybe the college years was first before the new class?
Yes.
What about
College
the movie?
years. And it was the movie. I don't know when that happened. I think the new class was the last Screech adaptation.
I'm telling you, there was a new class. There was another. There was another.
Belding and Screech.
What?
It was just Mr. Belding and Screech from the original.
Frank, how do you remember this?
I have so much useless information. You'd be astounded.
No, really though. Like that's like impressive that you remember this.
I pride myself on being full of useless knowledge.
Wait, what? Which one was when they were in Hawaii?
That was during the regular show. They just did like a...
It was? It wasn't the college years?
No, I think that was during the regular show. Like maybe they graduated or...
That was a movie. That was a made-for-TV movie. Yeah.
That was part of the movie?
Yeah.
That was a movie.
I thought when they became a band, that was the movie.
No, that was an episode or two.
I'm telling you, there was a show. I'm gonna
have to go Google this.
There was a show, and it was only like one episode. I'm gonna find it. I don't have. Maybe you can help me out here. Before the college years, before the new class, they had all graduated, and there was one episode with a whole new cast of people, and it never went anywhere. I'm telling you, I vividly remember this.
Are you?
You're not thinking about California Dreams.
No. What'd you say, Janine?
Are you dreaming this? Was there a succubus involved?
No, I don't think so. I'm telling you, there was something else.
That's an inside joke.
Yeah.
There was something else in there. All right. Anyway, I think we've done enough on.
I think you've made that up.
If you want, by the way, greatest Screech moment ever came in the movie Made with Vince Vaughn and my man.
You ain't screeching?
Yeah.
Wait, what movie is this?
In Made.
Oh, in Made.
Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn. It was the quote unquote sequel to Swingers, and they're trying to get Vince Vaughn's trying to get in a club, and they won't let him in, but they let Screech in. And he's like, "Did you just let fucking Screech in the club?" And the bouncer's like, "Yeah, he's on the list." He's like, "A fucking Screech is on the list, and I'm not on the list." It's a great Vince Vaughn moment.
I feel like Screech could have made a big comeback. I mean, he could have done something nowadays.
I did make a big comeback.
I
think didn't they do the new? They're doing the new Saved by the Bell now, right?
Yeah, but he didn't sign on for it.
I don't think he did that one.
I feel like he
obviously.
But anyway, my point is that every time there was a new Saved by the Bell, he was the only one that went back to it because that was the only work he could get, which is like, that sucks.
That's sad.
It is.
It was popular. I mean, it had a good run. His stuff.
It's sad, but you know what? He probably banged more chicks than you guys could have ever banged in your entire life. Right?
He's got that Screech power.
It's not saying much though when you look at who you're comparing. You know, I mean, look who you're talking to here. Jesus Christ.
It's not cool.
And Frank over here is dragging down my average, which isn't high to begin with. So, you know.
Frank?
I'd throw a comeback at you, but I don't have one.
That's what she said.
All right, enough on Screech. Let's talk about a national treasure. God damn it. I'm going to cry during this segment.
Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett says he has Alzheimer's.
Oh.
This story broke today. Yeah.
I mean, how old is he? 90?
Oh, Jesus.
2, 3?
No,
4?
he can't be that old. Is he really that old?
He's up there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's up there.
He's in his early 90s.
Yeah, because
but he's been dealing with Alzheimer's, he said, for 5 years, right?
He said he's 94 years old.
I mean, he doesn't remember.
94.
Too soon.
That was kind of a dick.
No. We edit that out. We might have to edit that out.
No, come on. Just talked about Screech begging everyone.
Up.
Yeah, he's 94 and he's had it for 5 years, which is very, very sad. Is this as big of a deal to non-Italians as it is Italians? I feel like we feel this more.
That's
because he's our guy.
Yeah.
No?
But I feel like he's a lot of people's guy.
I'm not saying that non-Italians don't love him. I'm sure they do, but this is like, we
Not as much.
as Italians, we have very few Italians we can be proud of.
There were a lot of, especially singers.
Oh, yeah, they're all singers. The singers are the only ones we could legitimately be proud
Frank
of.
Sinatra.
Yeah.
You can't stand up for any other Italian without trying to get canceled on Twitter. That's a fact. That is a fact.
What?
This is a cancel-free endorsement of a popular Italian.
Why would we get canceled for endorsing Tony Bennett?
Well, I was making a Christopher Columbus reference.
Come on.
I didn't catch it.
Come on, Frank.
Maybe you're off your game tonight, Frank. What's going on with you, bud?
I'm not drunk.
You need to take a 15? You need a timeout? I'm not drunk.
No, I'm good.
Frank,
I didn't catch your dumb
something.
joke. What do you want from me?
Sure, blame the joke. There's nothing wrong with the joke. And Meucci, the guy who invented the phone, which Graham Bell's got a thing to say about that, so we can't even get that all the way. But anyway.
Marconi.
Or Marconi. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
What was I going to say now? I'm devastated by this. He's making an album with Gaga, and they were saying that when he was in studio, he would forget. By the way, seems like he's got a very lucky, fortunate version of Alzheimer's, because usually like your loved ones become the first things people that you can't recognize.
Yeah.
He's held on to all that. They're saying that he remembers his wife and his kids. He's got all that down, but he starts to lose like what objects do, or they said it started because he got back from shows. He was doing shows and he said to his wife, I can't remember the musicians' names. And his wife was like, well, you're in your 80s. It's not that big of a deal. And he's like, no, I look at them and I know their names, but I can't. And so they had him tested, and then they found out that he had Alzheimer's. By the way, within the last 5 years, he was still touring like crazy, doing 90-minute shows.
Yeah, he could still sing.
Yeah.
Man still got it. 94. He's still going.
You're looking at 3 competent people without Alzheimer's that can't do a 90-minute show. And Tony Bennett.
Hey.
Where are you looking at 3 competent people?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's in the room?
I take offense to that.
Who's in that room?
I can't even keep Janine in frame right now. We can see half her face.
Yeah. Back a little more.
I don't even know why.
But anyway, he was doing 90-minute shows. His wife did this whole interview with Gayle King on CBS this morning. It was really, really touching. She said that he's still, because of obviously the pandemic, he hasn't gone out to tour. He's still twice a week, a piano player comes over and he sings for like 75 minutes. He just does like a concert.
He should just throw that on a Zoom thing or something. Everybody, you know how many people would want to see that?
I'd pay for it. Yeah.
How many Italian people would want to see that?
That's true. We do love him
according to
more.
Anthony, only Italian people would watch it.
We do love him more than other people.
Well, there's certain singers. He's right though.
No, well, a lot of his songs are Italian themed and things, stuff like that. Yeah, and they're used in a lot of Italian, movies.
Yeah, but I don't even think that's the case anymore. I feel like he's sung the Great American Songbook, and he's a national treasure. He's
absolutely is.
Since Sinatra, he's been the man since Sinatra died in 90 whatever that was, 91, 92.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, and he's been on top forever. But
go
ahead.
I just want to say this. My husband is 100% Italian. Both his parents are born there. He hates Frank Sinatra. Hates him.
Your husband does?
Yeah, he don't like
hates his music or hates him?
Hates his music. Hates his music.
Why?
He just doesn't like it.
Well, guy, he's a rare dude.
Yeah, he is.
Every time I think he's gonna zig, he zags.
So let me get this right. He hates Frank Sinatra and loves you.
Right. Like what's the mentality there? What is the mentality?
Very confusing.
So, does he like Dean Martin?
No, I don't think so either.
Maybe it's the style. He doesn't like that style of music, that crooner.
He doesn't like the crooners. Yeah.
Maybe not, but there's a Frank Sinatra station.
If he likes crooners but doesn't like Sinatra or Dean Martin, then there's a problem.
I don't know. I mean, that's not kind of music we listen to, but
Yeah. I mean, I don't keep it on around the, but if I'm at a wedding,
your wife, and
it's it's time to eat the salad course at the wedding, then you You throw on some Dean Martin.
That's true. That's the only time you really can hear it now. So
You two are I can't stand either of you.
Oh, shut up.
why?
We don't go.
I'm sure you listen to Dean Martin and Sinatra all day long. Mr. I'm Italian. Only Italians like.
Frank just said he only listens to Tony Bennett when he's tossing salad at a wedding. And I'm sitting here going every Sunday. We don't go a Sunday in this house without listening to Tony Bennett. We need way new friends. Yeah, lots of new friends.
Wow. Are you wait, seriously? I bet you ask if anyone in the group listens to that, you're gonna get an astounding no.
If it's Sunday. On, I'll listen. I love the music. I won't change it. But I don't consciously go in, and like, hey, sometimes I'm in the mood for it. I listen to maybe Louis Prima every now and then. I'm in the car.
Who? Oh, oh, I know him.
But I don't listen every Sunday.
I'll be honest. I don't like old music like that. There's certain things I like, but that.
What year? Give me a year that you like music starting from.
There's my Spotify. There he is right in the middle.
1998.
Look. Yeah, nobody can see that.
Right there.
1998 on. Anything before 1998.
No. I'm kidding. Okay. Like the Beatles, obviously, are good. But like back then, yeah, they're okay.
It's a style of music. Like you like the
It's right. It's
Rolling
a style
Stones.
of music, right?
Doesn't matter when it was.
Right.
Right.
But me, like personally, like Frank, I could do without him too.
Without who?
Frank Sinatra.
Oh my God, crazy talk. To me, I
do like Dean Martin better than Sinatra.
No, that's even that you.
I like the way
he's like. I gotta go.
I like Dean Martin's style the way better than Sinatra. I love them both, but I think Dean Martin just a little more.
I don't know. Let me just say this to all the normal people that are watching and listening.
I trust your tastes in music, like. I don't know, something that I wouldn't trust.
It doesn't get better than a Sunday. That's the day to like slow it down and relax, take some time, and you put on
some salad.
Toss some salad.
Only when I'm at a wedding.
You put on some of that, and I'll tell you what I love about Tony Bennett more than anything, and he had this over Sinatra. A little bit more on that jazzier side of things than Sinatra ever was. Sinatra is a true hardcore crooner, whereas like Tony Bennett, you can get into some more jazzier tunes with him, and just listen. And I will say this: I can go downstairs right now and grab Tony Bennett on vinyl. There is no better. The way he was recorded on vinyl, it was so warm and amazing sounding. So I'm just gonna leave that there. I know I lost Janine and Frank.
You didn't lose me. I dig vinyl. I dig Tony Bennett. I'm good, man. I hear where you're coming from. I just, I'm not like a hardcore, I have to listen every Sunday person. I will listen to it. I love it. I love hearing it. But, I'm not like crazy about it. Like, I'll listen to it when I like it. You're not going to put it on when
you're banging your wife, right?
Well, let's not go nuts. Maybe I will.
He's got a new album coming out, a sequel to the Lady Gaga record, which I actually didn't love. I didn't love her. With him,
not enough Tony Bennett.
You know what? I didn't either.
Yeah,
and I like her.
I love
I didn't
her.
like it.
I didn't like that one. Yeah,
I like Gaga.
I agree.
It's got to be tough for Gaga. She's the Screech in this scenario, where he was literally going to do a record with Amy Winehouse. That was the plan, and then Amy Winehouse died, so he was like, I don't know.
Oh well.
Who's next? And then it was just like, I guess we'll just do Lady Gaga. Like she was literally the second choice.
She's a great singer. I think she's a really good singer.
She is. I'm not taking her down a peg. I just think, I don't know if she was too excited or whatever, to be in the room with him. I don't know, but she just, she took away from the record. It was a
very successful album.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Guys, I need to go. I'm sorry. I actually have another call to attend to.
You do.
More important than this one.
A little bit.
Entrepreneur extraordinaire Jay Sabs is making. Would you call that entrepreneur? No, philanthropic.
Wait, what
philanthropic.
Is
this?
Philanthropic.
You're right.
So, what charity are we talking about?
The Star Legacy Foundation.
Star Legacy.
Oh, great. See, I'm just trying to bring it up so we talk about it.
Janine,
thank you.
That was called leading the witness.
Janine is a big deal in the Star Legacy world. So.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, look up Star
Gotta check that
Legacy before you say something bad about Janine and see how you feel then next.
Then say something
Right.
bad about you.
Then think about it for a second, and then say something bad.
Then have at it.
All right, Janine, go ahead, go do your thing.
I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Later. There goes Jay Sams.
There she goes.
Yes.
No, love Tony Bennett. Love Sinatra. Love all that stuff. I'm in. Louis Prima. I'm down, man.
Sounds
down.
like backtracking.
Mark me
now.
down.
Sounds like
Get
you're
a
backtracking.
pot of, get some sauce on the stove. Crank some Louis Prima. Get some garlic in my face, and my grandmother's cooking everything, and I'm in.
All right, Frank. Groundhog Day, and then we're gonna get to. Actually, you know what? Let's do product testing. We did PDQ over the weekend. That was
A lot of fun. That was a good one.
Successful. Did you have a good time with that?
I enjoyed that immensely. We got out. We got into the world a little bit, which we rarely do nowadays, but we took a little car ride down to PDQ in our last episode, and I had an amazing time. It was so good. I never knew that place existed.
Bonus episode, by the way, 4th episode in the week for a lot of people, so that was good. I think we're definitely going to do more of those out of the studio experiences. I actually had a really good time with it. It was fun.
We got to check out some other stuff. Maybe throw in the comments what stuff we should check out and maybe do.
I love that
tests.
idea. I love that idea. Yeah. Where else
You know?
would you like to see us go? It's hard too because it's so limited now to only really food places, but I mean, eventually we can go and do some more fun stuff at other places.
If you could think of something else that's open, food places are good because they could, they do drive-throughs and curbside and stuff.
Yeah.
But anything else you could think of that might be running nowadays, let us know.
Because I feel like come summertime, a lot more things are probably going to open up, more vaccines out and everything. So we might be able to do some more on the road stuff.
Yeah, this is just the beginning, folks.
Yes. Yeah, and if you missed that last episode, just go check it out wherever you're watching and listening from. Yeah, it's the previous episode to this one. Anyway, so we went to PDQ, and right by PDQ is Stew Leonards, which is a massive, I would say, farm stand, but it's like a supermarket.
Supermarket, yeah. It's like the Target of supermarkets.
Yeah, and but it was born out of a farm stand in Connecticut. And they just are one of these huge, like they have like animatronic cows and chickens and things like above all the produce and stuff. So the kids can go over and hit a button and, the stuff moves around and dances and everything like that. And so that's a lot of fun for everybody.
It's a nice day out.
It's a nice day out. It's a weird experience. It's kind of got an IKEA feel to it where it's not aisles of stuff. Like you literally go in and it's like a maze and you just go around this little.
You see, and then you got to buy. Yeah, there's one way in, one way out.
That's it.
The only way to get out is go through the whole place.
There's a couple of exits and entrance ways into it if you got to skip.
I guess for fire safety.
But for the most part, you're just going through this little maze of theirs. And I think it's just only really New York and Connecticut, I think. Yeah, it's only really New York and Connecticut. It's a Northeast thing. But anyway, they have a lot of their own products. And I picked up this sparkling limeade.
Ooh.
Yes. Big fan of lime, Frank. Underrated in the citrus department, I feel.
Do you think lemon or lime? Go.
Lime. Not even close.
With everything.
Everything.
Ice.
Everything.
Like, lemon ice. They don't do lime ice as much.
No.
But you know what? It's the first one I go to if I get a pack of like ice pops and there's a lime one in there.
You go to lime.
Go to lime.
Again, this goes when I think about my own weirdness and when I try and psychoanalyze myself, which is quite often, probably a little too often than most. But I said this before on the show, and I mean it. I've always been slightly off center. I always like that weird oddity thing for whatever reason. It always
lime isn't that odd.
I feel like this is odd. A lemonade. Hello, that's
Yeah. You know what I just got into? Speaking of.
Yeah.
Cranberry lime.
Oh,
like I get cranberry juice and it's mixed with lime, and because I bought it by accident. I thought it was just cranberry juice.
Okay.
But it had lime in it.
Oh, it's cranberry juice with lime in it?
Yeah, it's like Ocean Spray cranberry, you know, the big one.
Oh.
But I thought it was just plain cranberry juice, and it had lime in it. I didn't see the one little green stripe across it, and I was like, oh, I guess that's lime when I got it home.
But you like it.
So, love it. It's great.
I feel like lime is better than lemon. I feel like it's the underrated. By the way, I think it is grossly mistreated in Sprite and 7-Up because that's lemon lime. Why isn't it lime lemon?
I think it's just easier to say.
Yeah, that's unfair. They're putting lime in the passenger seat all the time, and I don't care for it. By the way, my 2 favorite seltzer flavors.
Are you saying lime is green with envy? So your 2 favorite seltzer flavors?
Cranberry lime, and here's one I'm drinking right now, which is, sorry for the light, raspberry lime.
Nice.
Love lime.
All right, so what do you got there? You got sparkling lime.
So sparkling lime, which this is what I love. This is what I love about this. It's a Stew Leonards product, which is here in the Northeast, but it says it's a product of France. So I don't know which one to believe.
Is it? It's not alcoholic.
No. Oh no. Oh, is it?
No, I wouldn't imagine. When they say it's sparkling something, that usually means it's not.
Yeah.
Like sparkling cider, or, you know, it's usually not an alcoholic thing.
Got a little carbon to it. Hold on.
Yeah, it should. Nice.
I'm going to go right out of the bottle, even though my wife gave me a glass.
That's gross.
Yeah?
Stop being gross.
All right, I won't go out of the bottle then.
There you go.
We got to keep this podcast classy. I'll
be civil here.
I'll go out of the glass.
Like human beings. Look at that. That looks nice. With the ice, now you're doing it the right way. See, I think that would be good if you blended it with ice and made it like frozen sparkling limeade.
I think a little vodka would be great in this right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
Boom.
That's outstanding.
Is that was your first sip ever of that?
First sip ever. That is so good.
Is it ice cold or is it like
Hold on.
temperature with the ice in it?
Let me see how it does on the rim of the glass.
You're an idiot.
Let me swirl it.
Swirl. Does it have legs? No, don't do that.
That is phenomenal. That is
I'm not
so
a huge
good.
fan of sparkling stuff, but that's good?
Oh my God. On a hot day?
Doesn't taste like seltzer? I'm not a fan of seltzer.
I'll tell you what, it has some sugar in it. Maybe a smidge more than I'd like, but 170 calories per serving, 470 calories of sugar in this whole bottle. So that's a lot. But it's not overly sugary. Yeah, it's not overly sugary.
How much juice is it? Is it 10% juice or more? What do you got?
Let me see. They do always say that. They always like to pump up how much juice is in something. Like we care.
Contains 0 juice. Okay, what am I drinking then?
2% juice.
There you go. They squeeze half a lime in it, and they could call it limeade.
Why do they always tell it? What do we need to know how much juice there is in the thing?
In case you were wondering. Do they need to tell us anything? Yes, they do. They got to tell you.
You want to try this? You don't have to be on camera. You can give it a try and tell us what you think. I'll swing.
Now, did Stew Leonards, did they have other flavors? Like, there's limeade. Did they have like grapeade and mangoade?
Did they have other flavors? I think they did. Yeah, they had lemonade and like strawberry lemonade, but it was all lemonade varieties. This was the only limeade.
All right, so they were all forms of lemonade, but this was the only one that wasn't affiliated with the lemon.
Yeah.
Wow. So can we ask how much you paid for that bottle?
Good question. It was $3.50.
That's not bad for a bottle that size.
Yeah, like $3.49 or something like that.
What is that? A liter and a half?
Yep, a liter.
Liter.
I tell you what.
Sugar and water.
You just put this with a little vodka over ice, and you're set.
That's a nice spring summer day.
You got some Tito's? Yeah, that's a like when you're outside doing something.
Little lime wedge on the glass.
Oh God! And you know what's crazy? The margarita is so friggin' popular. Isn't that just lime? What's in a margarita?
There's a lot of stuff in there. There's lime in it, but there's a lot of stuff in there.
And triple sec. There's no lemon in there. How is lime dominating the margarita category and not more drinks? That's what I want to know.
I think because lemon is very big with the kids. Lemonade stands, lemonade is that's number one.
Why? I don't have anything against lemonade. I just feel like lime is underrated. I feel like if we gave lime enough time, it could take over.
Give time to the lime.
I feel
There's
like
your picket sign.
Feels like lime is the Tesla of citrus. It's not.
It could do great things.
You just got to give it a chance.
And the funding.
It's not the biggest right now, but if you put it in Elon Musk's hands, I think he could make something happen with it.
Now, do limes grow in the same environment as lemons?
I think so. I don't know.
Deal, right?
They look exactly alike. One's green and one's yellow. I would assume.
And at the bar, there's always lemons and limes cut up.
When I order a seltzer at like the diner, always ask for lime first, always, and then I go, if not, I'll take the lemon because I like to put the lemon where it belongs in the passenger seat.
Put it right in its place.
But like 9 times out of 10, they come over with a lemon, which drives me crazy. I'm like, why aren't you carrying more limes? What's the problem?
Orange is coming up, close third. Orange is being put in a lot of things now.
Yeah, well,
beers.
The beer, yeah.
It's pulling its weight and it's combining with other things.
I'm going to make this very quick because 95% of the people watching cannot get this, but there's a small brewery here in Long Island, Patchogue, called the Brick House Brewery. And they, every year for, what do they do it for now? Shit, I don't know what time of year they do it. Maybe it's Mardi Gras. Might be around springtime. They make a lime beer.
Ooh.
And it's just like, what's the one that you put the orange in? Blue Moon.
Blue Moon. That's my favorite beer.
It's kind of garbage. I always look down on Blue Moon. But
I love Blue Moon.
If you drink that over like a Bud Light, I'm with you. I'm for that. Even though Coors like owns it or whatever, but that's not the point. Enough for snobs. Stop judging me. Yeah. Point is, it's like that, but it has that lime tinge to it instead of the orange. It's so good. It's so good.
So now, would you think that orange and lime and lemon are the same as like orange and grapefruit? You think grapefruit should come up and pull ahead of orange?
No, because grapefruit is bitter. Grapefruit.
Lime is a little more bitter than lemon, no?
Maybe. I feel like there's something to lime though that I can't put it because it's lime. How do you describe a lime flavor other than lime?
Lemon, but a little more bitter.
Oh, thank you. Key lime pie. I love key lime pie. There's no key lemon pie.
But there's lemon meringue.
There is lemon meringue, which is kind of a bite off of key lime. If you had to choose lemon meringue or key lime,
key lime is my favorite pie.
It's the best pie ever.
Key lime and pumpkin are my two favorites.
Okay, you are illustrating my point to a T. Lime is the biggest sleeper we have in society. We don't even realize how much we friggin' love the lime. Why isn't it more popular? Why isn't
it is an unsung hero?
It's an unsung hero in the world.
Yeah, but then you put it in with like Tostitos, and I want to throw up.
Oh, that's a big. In the Latin culture, they love tortilla chips, and even more so than that, nuts, almonds, and things. I work with a Spanish guy.
Oh, sure, nuts are fine, but I'm saying like the flavored chips. I don't like the lime flavored chips. Like if there's lime squeezed into like avocado,
I'm with you, but that's like Tostitos. That's like garbage, horse shit, lime extract crap. I worked with a guy when I worked back at the airport, Spanish guy. He was putting lime on almonds one day, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "We do this all the time. What are you talking?" It was two cultures just clashing. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" And then he let me try it, and I was like, "Oh, it's pretty good actually." And then like 20 years later, every Planters can has like that lime. That's like part of all.
Really? Yeah. That's the first time hearing about this.
Really, lime on like nuts and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, big time, big time. Spanish thing of course.
Cool. No, I would have never thought of that.
Yeah. And
I bet that happened in like a bar, like almost like you got peanut butter in my chocolate, you got chocolate in my peanut butter. I bet the bartender was handing like a drink over to someone. The lime fell into the bowl of mixed nuts, and that's how the whole. And let me try it, and that's how the whole.
I would love to know, and I don't know which portion of Latin culture it originated from, but I know he was Spanish, and he put it on and he loved it. And I was like, oh, this is
Spanish,
actually pretty
like
good.
from Spain?
No.
Latino?
South America somewhere. I forget. I think he even might have been mixed. He might have been Puerto Rican and Argentine. I don't know. Somewhere in that mix down in south of the equator. But yeah, he said it was like huge in his family, huge. And that's what I love. It's very rare you can discover things like that where you actually get it from the culture itself before it goes off into before some mainstream huge American corporation freaking just ruins it, bastardizes it by
Planters nuts. It's with lime. It's like
yeah,
all right, I guess.
Yeah. And finally, Frank, Groundhog Day is upon us.
'Tis.
Yes.
Mañana.
I don't care for the groundhog at all, to be honest with you.
You don't like the groundhog himself?
I feel that Groundhog Day, the Bill Murray movie, is more popular and better than the actual groundhog part of it all.
Oh, if the Bill Murray movie never came out, I think we would have been done with Groundhog Day 15 years ago.
Thank you. I think we would have wrapped this whole thing up. We would have forgotten all about it.
It would have been handed over to the animal rights people and said, what are we doing with this groundhog?
Yeah.
But since the popularity of Groundhog Day, the movie came out, and we kind of looked the other way on the groundhog.
But this is what stinks. Like, so this started in Pennsylvania, right? And Punxsutawney Phil is the original groundhog. But and I don't know if people. I would love to know. Is this a thing outside the United States? I don't even know.
Good question. I doubt it.
We have a lot of Canadians, a lot of Australians, a lot of Europeans. I would love to know if Groundhog Day is a thing by you. And also, like, I could see it being a thing in Canada, but maybe not other places. But also, I want to know if you guys have it like we have it. So it's.
Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say it started with Punxsutawney Phil.
Right.
Next thing I know, Staten Island has a groundhog all of a sudden, and then a couple
Long
years.
Island has one.
Islip got one here on Long Island. Now, like everybody, they're like franchising off this whole thing.
Which one are we gonna listen to?
They're all contradicting one another, and you're like, "This is it. You ruined it. You ruined the
Should have
thing.
just been the one, and that's that.
Just be Phil. That's all you need.
Yeah.
You know."
Now, for those of you who don't have Groundhog Day and don't know what we're talking about, Groundhog Day is every February 2nd, and it's literally it started in the town Punxsutawney, in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
They pull a groundhog out of its little nest. It's a pet, it's not a wild groundhog. They pull him out, and they pretend like they're talking to it. If you've ever seen the movie, you know what we're talking about. They talk to it, and apparently it tells the mayor if it saw its shadow or not, and that'll say if it's 6 more weeks of winter or not. It's a weather thing. But I think a lot of places don't have it because I don't think groundhogs are native to, I think they're a North American animal.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I think that might keep the Groundhog Day to North America, but I'm not 100% on that.
By the way, do you know? I swear to God, this is embarrassing. But I was.
Oh God, tell me.
I was this years old when I discovered why he sees the shadow or not. I never put this together.
Why?
Do you know why he sees his shadow or he doesn't see his shadow?
Is it because it's sunny or not?
Yeah, that's the reason why.
You're an idiot. You just realized that? You. Oh, boy. Yeah, so basically the groundhog tells the mayor whether or not it saw its shadow. And that's the tradition. If it sees, I don't know which one it is. If it sees its shadow, then there's winter comes faster. Winter ends faster. If it doesn't see its shadow, that means 6 more weeks of wintry weather.
Right.
So you just realized today?
3 days ago.
2-3 days ago. That the reason it sees or doesn't see its shadow is because of the sun. What did you think?
I don't know. Because I feel like that never occurred to me because as dumb as this all sounds, I felt like it couldn't be that. That's too simple and dumb.
Like it was like a mystical thing? Like it saw its shadow because it was scared of shadows or something?
I thought Farmer's Almanac, or they just picked one, they just made it. Because, by the way, it doesn't make any sense. Like, the weather's going to be what the weather's going to be. So it's not
it's
like...
whatever the hell the mayor says, too.
Yeah.
It's not like the groundhog's going, saw my shadow.
Yeah, and then one year I saw like a clip of it on the news, and I saw the thing's shadow, and it was like I didn't see my shadow, so I'm like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. None of this
Either
is
that or it's a blind groundhog.
Yeah, I don't really know, but I just feel like the fact that they're basing it on if it's sunny or not, like why go through the whole shenanigans of pulling out the damn hog? Just go, it's cloudy today. He didn't see his shadow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
So you don't know. So if it's sunny and he doesn't see his shadow, then there's just because it's sunny out doesn't mean he's going to see his shadow.
I guess not. Then it depends on where you're holding him, and where.
Is he under a bunch of trees?
There's a lot of finagling that could go on here.
Yeah, I'm not too. I wouldn't put too much faith in it. Do you think people bet on Groundhog Day, like in Vegas?
Rephrase that question.
No.
Ask me.
Do you think people bet on Groundhog's Day in Vegas? Like, is there a, I put odds on that he's going to see his shadow.
Make the question more personable.
No. Do you bet on Groundhog Day? You do. Get the hell out of here. You gamble.
You bet on everything.
On Groundhog Day. I don't know what to do with you. You have. I think you have a problem.
Yes, I do. I have a problem.
What do you? Can I? How much do you bet on this?
No.
Yes.
I've bet on it. No, I've not like gone like through an app or anything, but I've bet like coworkers and stuff. I've bet on it. Yeah.
Did you ever win?
I don't know, Frank. You win some, you lose some. It does. Let's not.
You might as well just bet on a coin toss. Just get it over with. Heads or tails.
No, that's basically that's what it is. But like I said though, it's nonsensical because the Staten Island one doesn't see it, the other one does see it. It's BS at this point.
The one we should all go by, if you're going to go by anything, which is weird,
is Punxsutawney.
But the one we should go is the Pennsylvania. That's the original.
Yeah. So Bill Murray made this movie in the 90s. That was called Groundhog Day, and it is, honest to goodness,
classic.
I mean, it's so hard to do because Bill Murray is a legend, but I would say top 5 Bill Murray movies of all time.
Yeah, it's up. It's one of those you could sit down and watch at any point, and it's on TV. You just got to stop what you're doing and watch it.
Did you know that he hated the movie at first?
Really?
Yeah, I didn't. I just discovered this. He was getting divorced just prior to the movie.
He probably hated everything then.
He was moody and this and that. And his good friend, who was the guy who directed it? I want to make sure I don't screw this up.
Oh, I can't remember who directed that.
Phil Connors.
It wasn't. What's his name? Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis is in my head, and that's not correct because he was
Zemeckis.
Super tight with Harold Ramis. Oh no, it was Harold Ramis. It was.
He did direct it. Okay.
He directed it. He didn't talk. Harold Ramis and Murray didn't talk for like 15, 20 years.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, for like
after Groundhog Day?
Or hold on, maybe it was 10 years because that seems a little bit much. Maybe it was close to a decade.
Because of Groundhog Day.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Because he was so cranky on set, Bill Murray, and he was obviously in a bad mood, so he would play the role kind of a little dark. And Ramis would be like, dude, this is a comedy. Like, you got to, like, give me Bill Murray. Like, come on. And I guess he pushed him around so much. And when it was all said and done, he was like, I hate this movie. This movie sucks.
To be fair, he had to do a lot of the scenes over and over again. More than you would in a regular movie.
Yeah, so the premise of the movie, for people who don't know, is Bill Murray is a weatherman, and kind of the way a lot of weathermen are, pompous, and he's got to cover Punxsutawney Phil coming out of the thing, and he does it, and he's a jerk to his staff and his producer and his cameraman and everybody else. And so they cover the day and whatever, goes to sleep. There's supposed to be like a snowstorm coming in, right, which he says is not a big deal, we'll get out of town. Wakes up the next morning and it's Groundhog Day again. And so he's like, what's going on? He thinks people are messing with him and this and that. Goes to the day, goes to sleep, wakes up the next morning, it's Groundhog Day again. And so he lives in the same day over and over and over again. So to Frank's point, he had to film a lot of the same scenes.
The same scenes. I mean, in a regular movie, you have to film the same scene over and over and over again different angles, different whatever.
Right.
But in this, you have to do that plus film it again for a different scene, plus film it again for, so it was probably a week, 2 weeks of filming the exact same scene.
I was just going to say, he could probably have been a week and a half on the same location, running the same lines practically. Yeah.
All the people around him are doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. It's freaky.
So it had to be frustrating, I'm sure. Plus the divorce.
But it's such such from a philosophical, that's what's so great about the movie though. It's funny. It's common man, everyday person funny, but it has this bigger metaphorical
moral
message to it that's really just quite lovely that you don't really get out of a lot of comedies like that. Made $70 million in the 90s. It was a huge success.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's still making I'm sure it'll be on TV everywhere tomorrow.
Oh yeah. By the way, it was a 20-year. It says this drove a 20-year wedge into their friendship. They made Ghostbusters together, Caddyshack, and Meatballs, and they did Groundhog's Day, and they didn't speak for 20 years.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That's a long time.
That's like 8 years ago. That's literally like 8 years. And Ramis, didn't he die recently?
He died a while. Yeah, not recently. I think he died like close to that, 5-6 years ago. I'm sure, something like that.
Thank God they put it together before he died. Jesus.
Yeah, he died young. He was not 70 maybe.
Yeah,
I would guess. But recently, I think it was Hulu. They came out with Andy Samberg did his own kind of version of Groundhog Day. It wasn't called Groundhog Day. It was called Palm Springs. And I watched it on Hulu. My wife and I watched it, and I gotta say, it's good. It's like a modern day version of it. It's like he's a younger guy. It's a different situation he's stuck in, and it's a different way that it all occurs. It's a little like I think Groundhog Day was like PG or PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
This was rated R. But it's a little darker.
I got to tell you, I missed Andy Samberg. He has not done one thing that has brought me joy.
I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I feel like I would like that. Show. I never got in. I'm not saying I hate the guy. I'm just saying I keep it. I'll see him in something and I'll be like, eh.
I'm telling you, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is worth it. It's in its like 8th season now.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I feel like I've seen parts of that, and I've laughed at like clips and things online.
It's really good. Every character is funny. It's great.
Yeah, but I kind of hate this idea that he just took Groundhog Day and remade it and changed some things around, and I hate that.
Yeah, I mean it's not. Basically, the premise is the same, but everything's.
But I feel like
movie.
This is such
a remake.
This is such a unique premise. Like,
yeah, that's true.
It never existed before Groundhog Day, and they did it so perfect that how could you do it again?
It's like doesn't take away. Doesn't take away from the original.
It's like this. Yes, it does. It's like the Sixth Sense, or the Matrix, or like when you look at some of these movies that
I can go for a Matrix redo. If they redid that, I'd watch it.
But you're gonna get better than the original? Like, how are you gonna get better than the original?
Maybe. Different actors.
Like
different.
Okay.
Now it's newer technology.
For instance, this is not a great example, but Rocky. It's your classic underdog story. It's been told before. It's been told again. Like a rom-com. Like you're just Rocky is unique for. I'm not gonna spoil why it's unique, but if you've seen Rocky, you get why it's unique. So there is something special about it, but I'm saying the type of movie it is, we've seen it before and we've seen it again in other genres and whatever, and that's what it is. Groundhog Day, like The Sixth Sense, like some of these other movies, there's no reason to ever redo them. They're what they are. They stay where they are. There's nothing you could add to it that, like, I get that you enjoyed it. Like, I like that you enjoyed it, but would you say that you enjoyed it more than the original?
No, definitely not.
So,
but it was still a fun movie. It was interesting to see. So, you know what it was like? it was almost like it wasn't this, but you could if you saw it as like a sequel, like it's Groundhog Day 2. None of the original cast. It's just a guy reliving the same day over and over again. It happened again. Now, if they marketed it like that, oh, it's happening again, and here's this guy, it's going through the same thing.
Right.
It's just he's just going through a different day. Bill Murray went through Groundhog Day over and over again, and this guy is going through this day over and over again. And there's twists, and there's things you don't see coming. It's different.
This is like Tostitos putting lime on chips. The Spanish people are like, what the fuck? Come on, like, can you leave our shit alone?
It's a Hulu movie. It's not like it's, it's straight to DVD. But it was good.
Can I say something? Because you just hit on something.
No.
There is some truth to that, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart, but at the same time, it doesn't. We just don't feel the same way about streaming movies as we do movies that we've seen in a theater. Especially
nowadays. There are movies that are just being released on HBO or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be this huge thing, but now because of everything, they're not in the movies. But you're saying, yeah, streaming.
I feel like we're remember when we did the year in review and Janine was like, I didn't see any movies, and then she's like, oh, I saw 17 movies. Oh, there she is. She's back.
Yep.
I just legitimately brought you up to make a point, Janine.
It's like you're the sequel. This is J Sab's the sequel.
Yeah. I was saying how we're not the movies that we're streaming aren't as impactful to us, that we're forgetting them, like how you forgot you saw like 10 movies but you didn't remember.
Yeah. I saw all those movies and I was like, I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
But if you saw them in the theater, you probably remember them.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd be like, oh my God, I definitely saw that movie. It was so good.
And at the same, so I love that because I love going to see a movie in a movie theater. Like I love that. Me too. But at the same time, there are some really good movies being made for just streaming services, and we forget them so quickly, and that makes me sad a little bit. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
We just watched the movie on Friday night, and I remember seeing it. So yay, Janine.
What movie?
The Little Things on HBO Max.
I heard that sucked. You liked it?
I mean, it was okay.
Okay.
Denzel Washington, Jared Leto.
Yeah, I saw somebody's review randomly online. It was like, this movie sucks. Denzel owes everybody money and some shit like that.
He's always so good.
You're watching it on a streaming service that you're paying for.
Right.
But I remember the last time I went to the movies, and I got to say, I do miss going to the movies, but this last time...
You got a hand job?
Well, no, but that would have been great. However, what happened was I was in the theater with my wife, and there were like 3 or 4 other couples in the theater, small theater. And the guy across from me, he had to be like 8 feet away from me, across the aisle in his seat. And it was like the way he was eating his popcorn.
Oh, God.
I wanted to walk over there and strangle the shit out of him. It was like he had a garbage bag full of dry, dead leaves, and he would take them out and go like this to them. There was the loudest crunching you've ever heard in your entire life. And I'm not just saying this because...
He was definitely by himself.
No, he had at least his wife and maybe someone else with him. But my wife asked me before I even said anything, would you want to leave? Do you want to get our money back? Should we go? I'm like, I don't know, but this guy better shut the hell up. Or
wow, you were really considering asking for your money back?
I was considering it. It was that loud. I usually exaggerate with this sort of stuff, but this time it was the loudest thing you've ever heard in your life in a quiet theater. It was it was the worst thing you've heard in your life.
And you don't like that noise to begin with?
I couldn't take it, but thank God the movie came on and it was kind of loud, but I was still kind of hearing it. And I was like, this is insane. How am I hearing this guy over these giant speakers that are in my face?
Oh my God, that's so annoying.
God.
Frank, do you need a drink?
I need something.
It's so weird. Frank doesn't get angry over like stuff he should be mad about. He doesn't get upset with people chewing.
This is my one pet peeve on this planet.
Yeah.
It's loud, obnoxious. It's obnoxious chewing because I get when a chip is loud, you get that first crunch and then close your mouth.
Yeah.
First crunch, I understand. It's a big chip. Your mouth has to be open. I get it. Then once it's in there, Close the lips and chew.
It's just so weird how the things that should upset you, like one of our mutual friends in the group was sleeping with Frank's wife for a while there, and he didn't
even care. He
didn't
was
bother
like,
him at all.
It's okay.
But yet the chewing upsets him. It's just it's
So
very random.
What's going on here?
What?
Who slept with what now?
Wait, you didn't hear that? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, okay, we'll talk after the show.
Oops. You and me, we're gonna go talk after the show.
Step outside.
I think that's it. But Groundhog Day, just the greatest movie of all time.
It's a wonderful film. Oh, wait a minute. You've never seen it or never heard of it?
I have most definitely heard of it and definitely have seen it.
Okay.
Eh.
Oh my God! Really?
I get. You know what it is? I get annoyed at it
because it repeats.
Yeah, and it's just like it gets stupid after a while, and I'm like, okay, I get it.
Oh my God!
It's happening over and over again. Stop it.
So you're of the TikTok generation where you can't. Your attention span can't go more than 15 seconds.
Right. Huh? 30 seconds.
30 seconds, whatever the time is.
Wait, what were you saying?
Exactly.
If Bill Murray did this at the end of the movie, would you think it was better?
Maybe.
What does that mean?
Okay.
We were doing it together.
I don't know. What does this mean when you point your fingers towards each other?
It doesn't really mean anything, but it was a TikTok dance.
Yeah.
It's just a dance.
I think it's just one of those things. I'm going to do, there's a new trend on TikTok that I'm considering doing tomorrow.
Which one?
I don't want to say because I'm going to, you might be involved. You people.
Me? Okay.
You might be. I don't know.
So shouldn't she know?
That's okay. I like surprises.
No.
He's going to do something that's going to
Drive
embarrass
fast, take
you.
chances.
No, it's not going to be.
Heads up. He's going to make you say something or do something that you don't know is embarrassing, but it's going to turn out to be embarrassing.
Nothing embarrasses me.
I'm still mad at Frank because he ruined a TikTok prank of mine early on in TikTok. Early on. I don't even remember what it was.
I heard of it. You tried. No, you ruined it. I ruined it because you tried to get me with it. And I said, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm not doing it.
You say a group of words together and then you record it and then you reverse it and it says something like punch me in the face or whatever it said or put it in my rear.
I called him out on it and he got all upset.
That was it. I put it in the group chat and I was like, I'm doing this for something. I was like, can you guys record video and send it to me? And the teacher's pet over here had to be like, oh, you forgot to give us homework, everybody. Don't fall for Anthony's thing. Yeah.
Frank, come on. That's nothing. It's not like he asked you to take a picture of your schlong and send it to him.
Yeah.
Come on.
The only thing that was going to happen was all our friends were going to be laughing hysterical at this.
That's it.
At this video.
Groundbreaking stuff.
I can't stand it.
You were going to break the internet.
No, I wasn't even going to put it on the internet. I was just going to put it back into the group chat and give everybody a little chuckle.
This was going to be your Ellen DeGeneres selfie. This was going to be your Da Vinci Mona Lisa. This was going to define your career.
It was.
Define his career. Oh, God.
Do you have the Trump weather thing, D, as we wrap up the show here?
You're welcome. I'm the one who sent that to you.
Oh, you sent it to me?
What's the Trump weather?
There was this guy who does a Trump impersonation, and because we got a huge storm in the Northeast here, and he was doing the weather like Trump, and it was so... Where did you put that? Into the group chat?
In the group chat.
Oh, God.
You sure it wasn't him? Because he's not doing much right now.
Excuse me. I have time to do the weather now. Plenty of time.
Excuse me.
You got a 2-pay warning. It's going to be very windy.
Nobody reads the weather like the guy just had his cadence. It was so damn accurate.
He's good, that guy.
He was really good.
That's what she said.
He didn't look like him at all. Jesus, Jane. No. When did you send this? I'm never going to find it.
Oh, God.
I can hear people
last
leaving.
Night.
They're not watching anymore.
You sent it last night?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where I am in the timeline. We got to start editing our group chat down a bit. It's too much.
What I can't stand in the group chat is this person laughed at this, and it just repeats the same thing that you said.
Oh, thank you, Frank, because now I'm going to do that. Thank you. You don't like it? Okay.
Yeah, but you have to do that because you have to acknowledge the laugh. I know it's annoying, but I appreciate it when people laugh at the funny.
I like the LOLs or the LMAOs.
Yeah, but
when it's like,
but it's not specific because if you do like that, then they know that you like that specifically.
Kids in their fancy They have fancy text messages. In my day,
Frank's still stuck in 1998.
Yeah, what do you want?
Here's
Golden
a
Girls?
beeper.
Yeah.
I did have a beeper.
What's the difference between LOL and
Liked?
Yeah?
It's just it repeat like if someone writes a paragraph, and it's someone finds it funny, it's laughed at, and then the full paragraph again. It's just annoying to have to scroll through all that. If you just wrote LOL, that would cover it. And I don't have to sit there and go, oh, it's a whole paragraph again. And it's just annoying to scroll through. That's my gripe.
Oh, God.
Plus, the music's too damn loud these days.
How old are you? Jesus.
I'm just filling time until you find whatever the hell you're looking for.
I do appreciate it because I would really love to find. I feel like it's been.
And then another thing wrong with this generation is how many zippers do you need on one jacket? It's too many zippers and buttons and things.
You are
one
so
zipper
old.
is all we needed back in the day.
Oh my God.
You are so old.
It's time to go.
How close do you? I think this might be the guy.
Bye.
No, I don't know. Is this the guy?
What a big letdown.
Ah, damn it.
Janine, do you have it at the ready? Do you have it there?
Janine, is this the guy? I don't freaking know. Is that the guy?
Let me see. Move it a little closer. Yeah, I think it is.
Yes,
hat on.
This is the guy. This is the guy. Hang on.
My fellow Americans, we're here. We're watching another system. We're watching a winter storm, which is a fantastic time to watch storms. Winter storm, and we're looking at it. 995 millibar low sitting off the coast, going through a process that we call bombogenesis, is talking about bombing out the greatest bomb the world has ever seen. Kim Jong-un is going to be jealous of the bomb that you're looking at on this map. And you're looking at a system that is going to throw what we call mesoscale banding. You're talking about bands like you've never seen before, bands that are so highly respected and talented, you're going to see snow totals pile up like you've never seen before, snow totals. They're going to pile up like the illegal immigrant population in the United States under the Biden administration. You're looking at so much snow that you've never seen, and it's going to be a system that we talk about for a very long time, believe me.
I'm so happy we're done with that.
Oh, but Frank, that was so the way he said, the way he threw in the little words at the end, and the way he says "fantastic." Just this guy. Yeah. I think he's the best Trump I've ever seen.
He sounds. He doesn't look like him, but he sounds amazing.
Doesn't look like him at all, but yeah,
that was a perfect voice. That was great.
He's Captain Deplorable on TikTok.
Well,
Deplorable.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. All right,
that's great.
We'll leave it with
one. That's a perfect impression.
We'll leave it with Captain Deplorable. How about J-Sav's making a comeback? I love it.
Twice. Look at that.
Thank
the return.
Look at her.
This time it's personal.
I got off my phone call early and I said, you know what? Let me see if these two fucks are still up and still on this.
How's the Star Legacy doing? Are they okay? What's happening? Big plans?
Well, because of COVID, it's very hard to plan events.
Yeah.
So, trying to stick in there with my fellow Americans. That's what she said. And so, yeah, we're going to see what's going to happen in 2021.
Are you guys planning events like summertime? Going to do? Yeah, I think it's safe to do walks.
What about like virtual
events?
They suck. Let's be honest, they suck.
I don't think we're going to do virtual events come summertime. I really don't.
No.
I think it's over. I think this is over come summertime.
There's a golf outing.
Hope so. There's a golf outing. I'm in.
Would you really be in?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Depending on what if it's in 2 weeks, I'm not going. But if it's when it's
June,
when this all is, if COVID is way better in June, then I'll go.
Let me just make one statement. You guys are too nice because you go up to the window to get your food and you put your mask on. That's a nice thing to do.
Well, they're right there and they're handing stuff to you. You're like less than 6 feet away.
I forget.
You don't do that?
No, I forget all the time.
Oh, you got to do that.
No.
Okay, but when the person when they're wearing the mask, like, so first of all, what Janine's referencing is our last podcast. We went to PDQ.
Sorry.
To the drive-thru, yeah.
And where that guy was, he wasn't in a window. He was literally standing outside. So you could see him. Oh,
that's the first guy.
You could see him there in the mask. So I was like, if he's going to wear a mask, I feel like a douchebag if I don't put on the mask and show him the same courtesy.
It's not, you're giving your order instead of giving it to a speaker. He was standing next to the window of your car.
Yeah.
And he's writing down your order or in a computer.
But even at Starbucks, when I go to Starbucks, there's like signs up that say, please wear your mask to pick up your...
I never even think to do it. I guess because I hate the mask so much that like it's the farthest thing from my mind.
It so much?
Oh, I just hate it.
Oh, it's annoying. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, but it's a small thing. It's a little thing.
I wouldn't think of it either, and I have forgotten to do it. But when I see the sign at Starbucks, it's like, please put on your mask at the window. I
always forget. I do. I'm like,
you don't forget
these guys
when you go
nice.
into places.
Right.
I still forget.
I've forgotten. I did forget once when I went to Stop and Shop.
I will get to the door and go, and have to turn around and go back. Yeah. And that's happened.
Yeah.
That still happens to me.
I've gotten halfway to the...
fucking shit, motherfucker.
I go up, and I have to go back.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then you go, and then you see someone, you go, mask.
Yeah, you too, huh?
My daughter yells at me if I don't wear the mask to gas up the car.
Oh, really?
Because when
I don't.
Early on, like in the middle of it all, I went to go gas up and everybody was wearing it. This is before we knew that outdoors, it was, in the sunlight, it's different and all that stuff. Before all that, I would put it on and gas up because there was people, like if there was somebody like right next to the pump, I would, you just put it on. And so every time that I got up to get out to gas up, my daughter would yell at me. She's like, oh, you forgot. And there'd be nobody around, but she'd be like, Dad, your mask. So I had to put it on for her.
Good.
So she don't yell at me.
In the beginning, I used to wear gloves when I like latex gloves at the gas station.
Well, because nobody knew in the first couple of weeks, nobody knew. But now, if there's nobody around, Frank, if you're at a gas station, there's nobody near you.
I put it on out of habit, and if the guy comes out, or if I have to talk to him, I just put it on. I get out. You're out standing out there for 2 minutes. It's not a big deal.
If there's nobody around, I won't put it on.
I really don't mind wearing this thing. I don't know why people make it such a big deal. Just put,
Me. Do you wear it to bed?
I don't know why. I don't wear it to bed.
That would be kind of funny.
I like wearing it outside because it's cold too.
See, I still can't.
I know. I will say the one where we were standing outside for a while. I actually didn't mind the mask on because
it was cold.
It was cold.
Yeah, your nose and your mouth warm, your chin.
Yeah,
nice. But I don't mind the mask. I mean, I think about if a surgeon can wear it for 12 hours in a row in one room.
I don't know how they do it. The doctors and the nurses and everything. I don't know how they give them all the credit in the world.
I think it was a TikTok video. It was a surgeon. He went through the layers that he's wearing. He took a mask, another mask. Then there was like a face wrap thing. He had like 3 things over his face, plus the cap and the gown and everything. He was wearing and the glasses. And he goes, "This is what I put on every day. I wear it 8 to 12 hours a day."
Well, when you're making $350,000, I guess you can wear it 12 hours a day.
Yeah, but those nurses aren't making that much money.
So it's not the comfort; it's how much you're getting paid to wear it.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Frank, I'd wear your underwear on my face all day long if you paid me $350,000 a year. Okay.
Oh.
Used?
Yep.
Unwashed?
After a day at the Star Legacy golf outing.
Oh my God!
In July.
That
for $350,000.
And I don't like this word, but that is moist. That is bologna soup, my friends.
Oh, that's disgusting. Bologna soup. Ugh.
I'm gonna throw up.
You know how there's swamp ass?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the front is bologna soup.
This has been an almost 2-hour podcast. We have to go.
That's terrible. God bless anyone who's stuck with us this far.
Nobody's definitely sticking around. You just cut me out. That's it.
All right, that's it for us.
Associated with this.
Don't forget to check out our Clips channel.
Enter to win the sync thingy.
A lot of people entering to win. Forgot to mention.
Can I just tell you something? I watched that whole episode.
Which one?
And the sync one.
Okay.
Frank, I get your reasoning why you bought it.
Okay.
I do.
I feel like there's an insult coming.
I hope there is.
But
I'm ready. Hit me with it.
it's too prone to get mildew on it.
We wash it.
How's it doing right now?
Still gonna get moist.
It's doing. It's hanging out. It's got the soap and the sponges.
And the sponge and things.
It's doing its job. The other one, by the way, is at your house, Anthony, and we will be shipping that out to the winner.
I should have brought it to the studio here, but I left it downstairs. That would have been smart if I would have brought it to the studio so we could plug the contest.
No one said you were smart.
But yeah, we're going to give away the Frank Sink thingy.
I'm going to enter.
All you have to say is, I want the sink thingy in the comments. It's nice to wake up to 400 comments of, I want the sink thing.
Oh, my God.
It's a popular item, and you're welcome to whatever that company is for free advertising.
If you know how to translate Chinese, you can figure out that company
don't know
too.
What that says.
Still have
I thought
no
it said free Corona. Touch here.
No, it said this. Oh, never mind. We've talked to Frank enough already. Forget it. All right. Thanks so much for watching and or listening. Appreciate it as always. AnthonyOnAir.com has all our links and info, and we will catch